morning. It's already 6:55 a.m. Yeah. My name is Raymart Conrad Digo Pajaro, and I am here to tell you about the relation of Alvaro Núñez Cabeza de Vaca. That is the letter I am going to summarize. Well, anyways, but first, let me tell you about a certain man named Alvaro Núñez Cabeza de Vaca. When I was a child, Alvaro Núñez Cabeza de Vaca witnessed Christopher Columbus walk past through in chains as he returned in Spain. He was humiliated. He watched him be humiliated. Now, Alvaro Núñez Cabeza de Vaca was the grandson of a famous conqueror, and by his mother's side, he was descended from a great ancestor who gave them their family name by marking a strategic route using a cow's skull in an unguarded mountain pass. Thus the family name Cabeza de Vaca, which means cow's head. Now by an expedition with Panfilo de Narvaez, Cabeza de Vaca and his mates were shipwrecked, leaving only 4 survivors eventually. Cabeza de Vaca, Andres Dorantes, Maldonado, and then Dorantes' slave Stevanico. Now, they started as slaves, but then Cabeza de Vaca gained power by his trade and skills, and soon he began to lead a tribe of Africans, which he led them, and then encountered along the way Christian slavers by the leadership of Diego de Alcaraz. Yeah. He returned to Spain, hoping to encounter Charles V, but then, by something he did, he was exiled to what is now called the Argentina. There. Some guy recorded his events, yeah, and found out that he created a letter for maybe Charles V. Now, that's the introduction. Let's go to the letter. Now the title's letter is from the relation of Alvaro Núñez Cabeza de Vaca. Yeah. Yeah. Dedication. I think it was dedicated to Charles V. Now, the whole letter tells of his experiences living with the tribes of the Africans, of which he not conquered, of which he lived by, of which he was shipwrecked with the other 3 survivors. Now, the first part is the Balhado way of life. The Africans of which he lived bore through one of their nipples 2 palms long, 2 fingers thick cane. They bore through their nipples, some both. And then the upper lip, 2 fingers thick. Upper lip, yeah, I think it was upper lip. Yeah. And the women, they work hard. And then if a son dies, the whole village goes into mourning with the family that was left behind. Now, the real ritual of the burying began after the year of death of the child or son. Then they go into mourning, something. Then the family relatives are not allowed to go out of their house when a relative dies. some relatives of theirs are supposed to do that for them. What I will tell you is what I can only remember, because I cannot remember all of them unless I read. What I'm doing is summarizing. Yeah. No, wait. When a daughter marries, her husband brings to his father an animal he killed in hunting, or a fish he caught in water. And then, in return, his father would send women carriers to him. Yeah. And then, when they were married, the son is not expected to mingle with the daughter's family. But the daughter can. Now the second is our life among the Avavares and the Aberados. The Avavares and the Abradaos. Life among the Avavares and the Abradaos. Now they suffered intense hunger among the Avavares. And then later on they were transferred to the Abradaos, where they suffered even more hunger. They suffered even more hunger. And then this is around this time, the four survivors, Cabeza de Vaca, Andres Durantes, Maldonado, and Stevanico, were united once more, because they were separated. They were separate. Now, things happened, and then, Cabeza de Vaca began to gain power, gain respect with the Indians. This is around the time Cabeza de Vaca gained respect from the Indians. And then the third was the third was the first confrontation. The first confrontation with Diego de Alcaraz. Now, a countryman, Cabeza de Vaca expected of Diego de Alcaraz to be nice to him, as they were countrymen, and so he was at first. Yeah. But then, on the fourth part, the falling out with our countrymen. Cabeza de Vaca began to show his emotions. No, not Cabeza de Vaca. Diego de Alcaraz began to show his true intentions to Cabeza de Vaca. Yes. That he wasn't. That he wanted only for the Africans. He wanted only for them as slaves, in which Cabeza de Vaca does not want at all. So they fought. Hello again. I'm going to answer the last question, because it was the last question. How does a literary text in the Western canon reinforce or undermine colonialist ideology through its representation of colonialization and or its inappropriate silence about colonized people? Yeah. In this text, for instance, from the relation of Alvar Núñez Cabeza de Vaca, it was only taken into one point of view. They didn't let the natives speak their language. They didn't let the natives speak. Wait! They didn't let the natives speak. They were biased to themselves. And like for instance, the, what was followed was only Alvaro Nunez Cabeza de Vaca's point of view, observation. It cannot be true to some extent. It cannot all be true to some extent. To some extent, because because he cannot read minds. What he can only observe is what he can say. Yeah, there are three sides to a story: your side, the other side, and the truth. It wasn't fair because Alvaro Nunez Cabeza de Vaca's side is the only thing that is present. It's the only thing that was stated there. The other two were left out. It was like the text, The Cask of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe. It was irreliable. It was unreliable. But it's the only thing we have. It's the only source we have of them, of their lives. So we might as well figure it out. It's the only source we have. That's my answer. This is Raleigh Antonino of Hemres.